Hello students, welcome to Vidya Myriad. This video is made for class 6 on chapter number 13 Symmetry, and today we are going to begin with exercise 13.2 from Ncert. Question number 1. Find the number of lines of symmetry for each of the following shapes. Now shapes are given to us. We will try to find out the number of lines with the help of scale. We will see that whether the other parts are equal or not. It should totally overlap on one another. So like that we will be able to find out. In the first case, it's like a square. In a square we can make 4 lines, one standing line, one sleeping line and 2 diagonals. All will become in a symmetrical shape. Second figure also we can make 4 lines to make it symmetrical, that is PQRS. Third also it is in a form of a square. For a square we can draw 4 lines, one standing, one sleeping, 2 diagonals, that will make it into a symmetry. Then there is the shape of a robot. I think for that I can only draw one standing line in the center to represent the line of symmetry. If I draw diagonal or if I draw a sleeping line, it will not overlap on one another. The parts will become irregular. So I can only draw one standing line over here in the center. Next, you can draw 6 lines of symmetry. It's a 6-sided figure, so I can draw 6 diagonals which can easily represent the lines of symmetry. In the next figure, it is again a type of a square, but here according to the shape I can draw 6 lines of symmetry. Please use scale to see whether they will overlap on one another or not. Though it is a square, you will feel that inside there is a pattern formed. So based on the pattern only we will decide whether the lines of symmetry can be formed or not. Next figure, no method is there to make the lines of symmetry over here. So we can say that this figure has no lines of symmetry. Next, this figure also, this sign, whether I make a standing line or sleeping line or diagonal lines, we cannot make it totally same. The figure is totally irregular figure. In that case, I cannot have any lines of symmetry in this. Then there are flower patterns. Here definitely there are 5 petals. From 5 petals itself I can think I can draw at least 5 lines of symmetry in this. Copy the triangle in each of the figures on a square paper. In each case draw the lines of symmetry. Now in the first case it's given as one triangle and it looks like an isosceles triangle. So I can make one symmetrical line from the center. In the second, this figure is also looking like an isosceles triangle, and then again I can draw one symmetrical line from the center. Third is also an isosceles triangle, so I can draw one from the vertex as a symmetrical line. Next, the shapes, all the sides are different. It's a scalene triangle, so we cannot draw any symmetrical line over here. Complete the following table. You have the shape with you. We will draw a rough figure and we will find out the number of lines of symmetry. They have given to us equilateral triangle. It has 3 sides and we can draw 3 lines of the symmetry. Let's talk about a square. In case of a square, definitely there are 2 diagonals, one standing, one sleeping in the center. So 4 lines of symmetry can be drawn over here. In rectangle, we can draw only 2 lines of symmetry. In the case of isosceles triangle, only there is one way to make it equal. In the case of rhombus, 2 lines can divide it into parts, and in circle there can be infinite lines passing through the center as a diameter, so we will write it as infinite. Can you draw a triangle which has exactly 1 lines of symmetry, 2 lines, 3 lines, no lines, and rough picture for in each case? For the first one, where 1 line of symmetry is possible, that is the case of your right angle triangle or isosceles triangle, I can say, where one line of symmetry is possible. Two lines of symmetry is not at all possible in the case of a triangle. Three lines are possible in the case of equilateral triangle because all the sides are equal. And in scaling, since none of the side is equal, so that means I cannot draw any line of symmetry in that. Question number 5. On a squared paper, check the following. A triangle with a horizontal line of symmetry but no vertical line of symmetry. So this is the way a shape can be made. We have to make one horizontal line only, but vertical line should not be there. So it will be a form of an isosceles triangle, but it should be bending towards right side so that I can draw a sleeping line on it. Then a quadrilateral with both horizontal and vertical lines of symmetry. Yes, in the case of square, in the case of rectangle, I can draw the center and the standing and the sleeping line. Then in case of trapezium, it shows that horizontal line can be there, but there cannot form any vertical line because of the parallel line difference, because one side is equal and the other pair side is not equal. In the case of hexagon, hexagon can be made in this way, and we can show that there can be two lines of symmetry as shown below. And in the case of regular hexagon means all these 6 sides are equal. When all these 6 sides are equal, I can draw 6 lines on it which can divide it into symmetrical shape. Trace each figure and draw the lines of symmetry if any. So with the help of this, we can see whether the possibility of symmetrical lines are there or not. In the A part, no symmetrical line can be made on this. Let us find out for the second. Of course, it is possible. We can draw 2 lines, so picture will be totally identical. In the case of a square, we can draw 4 lines to make it symmetrical. In the case of it's with so many sides are there, so we can draw 2 lines of symmetry. Lastly, in this, it's like a pentagon shape. So in the pentagon shape, I can draw a sleeping line or a horizontal line so that they can overlap with one another. So standing line is not possible in this, so one horizontal line of symmetry can be there. In this, of course, we can draw 2 lines to represent that they will overlap with one another, and hence there are 2 lines of symmetry. Question number 7. Consider the letters of English alphabets A to Z. List among the letters which have vertical lines of symmetry like A, horizontal lines of symmetry like B, and no lines of symmetry, that is Q. Now we have so many letters with us. Based on these letters, we can see that how many letters can have vertical lines like A. So for that, vertical lines you can understand as a standing line, where they form the lines of symmetry will be A, H, I, M, O, T, U, V, W, X and Y. In all the cases, if you draw in the center the standing lines, they hold the lines of symmetry. B part, we need to find out horizontal lines. Horizontal means sleeping line. It should pattern be same. So you have B, C, D, E, H, I, K, O and X. All these will represent the horizontal lines of symmetry. And where no lines of symmetry is possible, that is F, G, J, L, N, P, Q, R, S and Z. So no case, whether standing line, whether a sleeping line, whether diagonal line, nothing can make the lines of symmetry in all these letters. You can even draw dotted lines on it and imagine whether they will overlap with one another or not. Given here are the figures with few folded sheets and design drawn about the fold. Now when you open the fold, how will the figure look like? It should be exactly the same. So the figure will look like as completed as shown below. That's all for this exercise, children. I hope you must have liked it. Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. Very soon I am going to come with the next. See you soon in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care.